This video can change your life. I've read some scientific papers on testosterone and I found out a lot. In this video we will talk specifically about men and specifically about testosterone in men. Yes, women also have been masculinized, like men have been feminized, but that's beyond the scope of this video. I want to focus on men. So first of all, we need to define testosterone. Because many of you have heard what testosterone is and what it's about. It regulates all the reproductive things like the penis and bigger muscles, but there is much more than that. And I've read some scientific papers and Wikipedia articles to find out why men these days have low testosterone. We've all heard that testosterone is the main sex hormone of men. By looking at how testosterone is produced, we can get some insights on why it matters. So testosterone is produced from cholesterol, and you know that the fat doctors, they told you that cholesterol isn't good for you. Maybe it is, but many hormones are made of cholesterol, so it's an important thing. Dihydrotestosterone and estrogens are produced from testosterone, which means testosterone is being used to produce these two things. So estrogen is made of testosterone. So there are many forms of testosterone and estrogens, like estradiol or dihydrotestosterone. And dihydrotestosterone is very important for the growth in puberty and the reproductive organs. Now here's an interesting thing. Testosterone only has a half-life of about an hour, less than an hour, and that just means that testosterone stays in the body for about an hour. So testosterone stays for about an hour until it's excreted by urine or feces, or it's turned into some other forms of testosterone, or just into estrogen. So your body needs to reproduce the testosterone, gradually reproduce it all the time. So that means when you jack off and come, your body will focus on making semen. And semen needs testosterone. So the testosterone is being turned into semen. And that means the body and mind has less testosterone. So you will have less testosterone for about 5 days after coming. Which is bad. Because we are not made to come so much. We are not made to jack off. We are made to make children. So that's a waste of our time and masculinity. Okay, many of you don't know how low our testosterone really is. Because this generation, Gen Z, has the lowest testosterone of any generation prior to ours. It has on average 400 nanograms per deciliter and sinking. It may not sound bad to you, but our grandfathers had 1,000 nanograms per deciliter of testosterone in the blood. But even the grandfathers had problems like erectile dysfunction and other problems. So we need to look even prior to that, to our great-great-grandfathers. Like the 1930s or more, that was the happiest generation. They were the strong men in the world wars, which have been provided by the beautiful wives which are feminine. Nowadays, women aren't feminine and men aren't masculine. That's a problem because now the society is collapsing. Great-great-grandfathers had a testosterone of 2000 nanograms per deciliter. Up to 2000 or more. The thing is, that's why society is collapsing. Riots and protests are happening for feminism and women's rights, even though they have enough rights already, and men are getting less and less rights. Every day the world is getting more feminine. Don't mix up feminism with femininity. Feminism is the modern idea of women need more rights and bullshit like that. But femininity is the femininity of women. How feminine they are. So feminine women are providing for the men and giving them love. They're making tasty dinner when they come home. But nowadays we don't have a lot of that. Maybe in Eastern cultures, but in America there isn't much left of it. And Europe too. Eastern Europe, there's still some of it. But it's getting less and less. There are less and less feminine women and less masculine men. And this is also why men feel useless nowadays. They don't know what the purpose is. They're getting more and more depressed. Men are fulfilling less and less of their duty to work and provide for the family. And the women are also providing less and less for the man. And this is a cycle of degradation of society. Men nowadays are hopeless and purposeless. They don't know what to do. And that all because of the society we live in. Because they have somehow lowered our testosterone to 400 nanograms per deciliter. There are even people that have less than that. There are people that have 200 nanograms per deciliter or less. And these people are these Discord mods that just sit around and don't know what to do with their lives. And these Discord mods, they are hopeless for their lives. They just sit around all day and look at Discord or play video games, watch anime and shit like that, which is not good for a man. That's such a feminine thing to do, but also it's not feminine because the Discord mods are depressed and watch anime all day, and that's not a man's duty. That's not a man's purpose in life. Man's purpose in life is to work and provide for the family. And then the doctors have the fat doctors have the audacity to say that 259 grams per deciliter of testosterone is healthy. It absolutely isn't. That's like a woman level of testosterone. And why is that? Why do they say that that is healthy? Why don't men have a lot of testosterone? What caused this generational decline in testosterone in men? First of all, we have been conditioned to be feminine in today's society. That started in kindergarten when we were told that milk is good for us. And when we drink that milk, we will get more estrogen, which is not good. Because in the milk there's still cow estrogen in it, but milk has a lot of calcium. No, it doesn't. It doesn't even have a lot of calcium. And after kindergarten, in kindergarten there are also many more forms of feminization. But then, after kindergarten, there's school. And in school, you've maybe seen some kids who are like rebel kids, right? Who don't do what the teachers say and they just throw around things and don't listen to the teachers. They laugh at the teachers. And these boys had withstood the test of manliness, because society is testing us with our manliness, and they had a lot of testosterone when they were young. So this boy has much higher testosterone than other boys in the class. The other boys in the class are like just boys. This boy, the rebel boy, he is more masculine than all of them. So after school, there's even more feminization in work, in college and shit like that. There is much more feminization. But that's beyond the scope of this video. I wanna talk about testosterone, not the feminization in life. So that deserves a whole other video. But now comes the real shit. All plastics that we use are made of estrogen. They're estrogenic. This bottle of water, this bottle of water is out of plastic. This plastic is getting into the water that I drink, and it's causing me to be more feminine. So what you gotta do is drink out of glass bottles. or like any other material that's not plastic, because plastics are estrogenic, and the estrogen can have effects on testosterone and estrogen in your body, which makes you feminine. The worst things is the build that the cashiers are giving. The build that the cashiers are giving have a lot of plastic. It's like whole other type of plastic or something. It's like super estrogenic. So just avoid them in general. Hand disinfectants. Bro, when you disinfect your hands, like in the corona times, if you use the disinfectant on your hands after touching the bill, it will make it 100 times worse. Then if you eat something, if you didn't wash your hands or something, you probably keep the bill in your left pocket. And what's near the left pocket? Your balls. They produce testosterone. It could be some weird theory, but I think it has some effect on your balls. So most of the guys have that disease on the left ball because they put all that shit, all the plastic shit on the left pocket. Credit cards, your banknotes, bills. If you put it on the right pocket, the same will happen with the right ball. If you want more info on these estrogenic plastics, there's a book called Estrogeneration, and it talks about a lot of these plastics. And there's a video of this popular self-improvement YouTuber Hamza. He also talked about these estrogens. I've also researched the effect of light waves on the testicles, on testosterone producing abilities, and I found a lot. So, first of all, this is the spectrum. Visible light doesn't have effect on testosterone. Maybe it has a psychological effect and it does something, but I didn't find anything. So the infrared waves, they could have a testosterone boosting effect on the body, but there's insufficient evidence for it. I didn't find a lot of evidence. So let's switch to the UV waves. The UV waves are very good for testosterone. So when you are hit by the sun with the waves, vitamin D is produced, and you need vitamin D to produce testosterone. If you have insufficient with vitamin D for testosterone, there's not gonna be a lot of testosterone. So it's better if you go outside and get some vitamin D. That's why on the beaches we're always confident. Microwaves are the waves that are micro, tiny waves, but they are bigger than the visual and they get bigger to the radio waves. So these microwaves, they are being produced in the microwave. The household appliance, the microwave, it produces microwave. So there could be leakage from the microwave. Like it's insulated, it's protected, but there could be leakage from the microwave and it could affect testosterone. But that's not a big concern because you're always far away and you're not putting your balls to the microwave. So the thing is, if you put food in a plastic container and put it in a microwave, the plastic can be heated up and then somehow land into the food. And as I said prior to this, this plastic in the food will give you estrogen in your body, which means testosterone is being lowered. And not only these microwaves could be dangerous, but 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz. You maybe know these numbers, the Wi-Fi frequencies, and these Wi-Fi frequencies, they are microwaves. Like these microwaves, in these frequencies, your phone communicates with Wi-Fi in mobile networks. And I found out, well, several studies have found out that these microwaves can damage Leydig cells in the balls, which produce testosterone, and which means that you will have less testosterone. The most important thing here is when your phone has Wi-Fi on and mobile network on, and then you put it into the pocket. Very dangerous if you put your phone into the pocket with Wi-Fi or mobile networks activated. because these microwaves damage the Leydig cells and then you have less testosterone. Either turn off Wi-Fi and mobile networks every time, or just don't take your phone with you. You don't even need your phone most of the time. Especially in self-improvement, you don't need your phone all the time. Maybe you need it for work or something, but you don't need it to watch YouTube or some bullshit in a train. You can wait in a train. Like every time you want your phone, most of the time you don't need it. You just crave pleasure. So generally you don't need to take your phone with you. Okay, another thing I found out is that power lines are producing like these radio waves, like these low waves, which are meter long. There was a study that has said that they could have an effect on the miscarriage probabilities of women, but I don't know, there was insufficient evidence for it. Okay, in conclusion, avoid any microwaves, especially your phone. Turn off your Wi-Fi router in the night. Like you can set up your Wi-Fi router to turn off like, I don't know, 22 to 7 hours. And then in the night when you sleep, your balls won't get hurt as much. And it's a waste of power anyways. Only infrared, visible and UV waves are safe for the balls. The thing is, all other waves are either too long or too short. And short waves, they have a lot of energy. And long waves, that they have less energy. And we need this range in which the balls won't get hurt. The visible, the UV and the infrared range. That's it for the video.